The real truth about moving to Central Alberta. Are you thinking about moving to Central Alberta and wanting to know the real facts, the pros and the cons about moving to Central Alberta? Well, if you want to stick around for this video before you take that leap to moving to Central Alberta, Jason Walls and Shalane Walls with the Walls Real Estate Group, we're here to help people just like you make your move to Central Alberta. Whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 1 year from now, we're here to help people just like you. So let's dive into it. And you might be wondering, what the heck are they going to tell us the truth? Of course we are. We are from Central Alberta. We've lived here, born and raised our entire life. One of us longer than the other, not mentioning any names. But we know the good, the bad, the ugly, the pros, the cons, insides and the outs about living in Central Alberta. And we want to share it with you because, like we always say, we do the research so you don't have to. If you're new to this channel, I really encourage you to like and subscribe and go check out our other videos because we have so many videos and so much information that's going to help you and your family move to Central Alberta or that loved one and give all the information so you don't have to do the research and you can spend more time doing the things that you like to do. Anyways, first of all, the cost of living here in Central Alberta, it is so affordable. It is among the most affordable places to live within Canada. If you don't believe me, you know what you gotta do. Go to the Googler and check it out for yourself. So Jason has a video put out about the housing costs in Central Alberta and the different communities. So you're gonna wanna check that out if buying a new home is something that you're thinking about doing. And if you need a realtor to buy that new home, I really hope that you're gonna check out our Walls Real Estate Group webpage and give us a chance to help you out with that. Anyways, back to housing costs. So yes, we have many communities within Central Alberta, which we've talked about. We have hamlets, we have lake life, we have cities, we have towns, we have big towns, small towns, and even bigger cities. So wherever you want to live, there's going to be a house for you that fits your budget. Now, budget is very important. If you want to have that $1 million ranch, well, we'll be able to find that for you, probably over in Southern Alberta. Or if maybe you just want that beautiful condo downtown with the skyscraper view, we can find that too for you in Red Deer, in Calgary. It doesn't matter. The house that fits your budget that you want with your wish list, we will help you find it. Also here in Central Alberta, the taxes are lower. So again, that's going to fit in your budget and keep those dollars in your pocket so you can spend your dollar bills doing the things that you like to do. We also in Central Alberta have that small community feel. So whether you want to live in a big city like Red Deer, it still has that community feel because we have so many activities and so many things that you can do to interact with people. But it even gets cozier than that here in Central Alberta in our smaller communities. Places like Black Falls, Innisfail, Sylvan Lake, Lacombe. You are going to get to know everybody and everyone. Trust me, if that's something that you love and you want to be able to go to the grocery store or pop into your neighbor or talk to Sally and find out what Sue was up to that day, or just, have a coffee at the local coffee shop and you didn't even have a coffee date and run into someone you know, Central Alberta is the place for you. Central Alberta also has a slower pace of life in some of our communities. So some of the communities within Canada, such as Vancouver, Toronto, you can imagine it is busy. It is a hustle and bustle, traffic, crazy amounts of people. But here in Central Alberta, we don't have that population and it is much slower. If you just look over here, this is here in downtown Red Deer and it is the middle of the afternoon and you can tell that is really not that busy. You can walk around, drive around without too much hassle. So besides the slower pace of life and no traffic jams here in Central Alberta, the job sector, it is ever growing. You could say Central Alberta is booming. It really is. So whether you're in the trades, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in education, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're into real estate, there is a job for you and you are going to be able to scale your business and grow your business because we are growing. The population to Central Alberta is ever growing, and I encourage you to check out those stats as well. We have so much interprovincial migration right now that is encouraging new home builds, more housings to be created, more jobs to be created. The public sector needs to grow along with that ever-growing population. So that is some of the great facts, fun facts about Central Alberta, the real truths about Central Alberta. As I mentioned, Jason and I are born and raised in Central Alberta. So if we have seen it, we have done it, and trust me, we've probably experienced it. Jason and I love Central Alberta. We've raised our families here, 5 kids. Our parents have all grown up here, our family. So we really do feel the sense of community, the sense of family. And if we didn't like it, we would have moved by now. But anyways, it's not all fluff. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. So let's talk about some of the cons about moving to Central Alberta. Some of the things that maybe you've heard about or haven't heard or you're wondering about. First of all, let's talk about the cold weather. Yes, it's a sunny day and I have a scarf on and it is the fall. Today is a beautiful fall day, but we do get frigid cold temperatures here in Central Alberta. So if you're moving here from a warmer climate, I need to tell you, you need warm clothes. When you see those Canada Goose jackets people are wearing, you're gonna want one. Sometimes it gets cold like a -50, and I'm not lying. Check the Google on that as well. It doesn't stay for days and days, but it does happen. No, we don't close the schools here in Red Deer. Schools will remain open, but one thing that does happen in those cold, frigid temperatures is the buses stop running. So you will have to find transportation for your children to get to school because it's just not safe to have a busload of kids in those frigid temperatures just in case something happens. Now, aside from that cold temperature, we also can have extreme heat. So if you are a senior coming to Central Alberta, or maybe you're somebody that does not like extreme heat, you might want to think about that. And again, it doesn't last for days. Jason and I maybe run our air conditioner for 5 days of the summer when it gets really way too hot. Now, sometimes we can have temperatures up in the high 30s. And I mean degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So we can have extreme cold and we can have extreme heat and everything in between, especially in the spring. You might leave dressed for winter in the spring and come home dressed in your flip-flops. That's just the way it is. You need to adapt. So if weather doesn't matter to you, come on over to Central Alberta. We would love to have you. Now, another con about Central Alberta, as you can see with this crazy messy hair, is the wind. It seems to be getting progressively more windy here in Central Alberta, but you know what? That's okay. If you mind your hair getting messy, just put your scarf on. You'll be fine. Anyways, moving on outside the weather, let's talk about the transportation here in Central Alberta. If you live in a big center like Red Deer, there's no shortage of transportation for you. You can take the city bus, you can take the e-scooters, you can use the trail system, you can rent an e-bike. There's many options for you in big centers. But if you get into some of our small centers and you don't drive, some of them don't have even a taxi service, so that will be something you're going to want to consider. Granted, if it's that small, you typically can walk wherever you want to go, but if the weather's terrible, you're not going to be wanting to have to walk. Or if you have so many groceries, you're not going to be wanting to walk. Or if you're feeling under the weather and you're trying to get to the clinic or the doctor, you're not going to want to be walking either. So that is a consideration, and I encourage you, when you're Googling Central Alberta and watching our channel, to make sure that those communities do have transportation if that's something you need. Also, if you don't want to Google, just watch our videos. We do the research so you don't have to. I really want you to like and subscribe to this channel and check out all of our videos, because these topics that I'm talking about, just touching on, we really do dive into them with full detail and links and direct you to the places where you can find more information on those specific topics. This is just kind of a quick overview if you need some quick information about moving to Central Alberta. Now, another con about Central Alberta is the wait times in our healthcare, and I hate to have to talk about this, and I know it causes controversy, and I know there's problems in our healthcare system and budgets. I know all of those things. But I do want to be upfront with you and transparent and real and raw and relatable, because it is a thing. When your little girl or your little boy gets that scrape and they need stitches, you're probably going to have a long wait time in the ER. But there's options. So to every con, I gotta put a pro. That's just how I am. I'm the glass is half full kind of person. You can go to some of the other centers that have much quicker wait times. Sylvan Lake, Innisfail, Lacombe, and you'll be in and out of there. But in Red Deer, if you need to go to the emergency room, you're gonna have wait times. Or again, if you need to get on a list to have a specific test done, an MRI, a CAT scan, something like that, or you need surgery, you're gonna have to be on a wait list, and sometimes it does take long. Now, just because I'm saying the wait times are long, I'm not saying our healthcare system in Central Alberta by any means is terrible, because it is not. We have some of the best healthcare professionals, in my opinion, from around the world that come here to work. So, wait times are the problem, not the healthcare industry or the professionals. Just want to make that clear. Okay, let's talk about a couple more cons, even though I don't want to do it, but I'm going to be upfront with you guys. Let's talk about dining and shopping and entertainment. Let's face it, in Central Alberta, we don't have the Vancouver cities and populations or the Toronto populations and cities. We have Red Deer, which is just over 100,000. So, and Calgary, which is great, it's over 1 million, and same with Edmonton. We have dining, fine dining in those major centers and within Red Deer. But if you're really looking for, you know, that Las Vegas feel, that Toronto feel, or that Vancouver feeling, you're probably not going to get that here in Central Alberta. But there's no shortage of restaurants and cafes and boutiques and shopping. So if you're a shopper like me, you might want to hit up the city, Calgary or Edmonton, to go check out some of those stores. So if you're looking for the Louis Vuitton or the Coach or the Tiffany, those would be the places for you. But in our communities, every community has shopping for you. So your basic needs, you can get your groceries, you can go for dinner, you can catch a movie, you can go to a boutique store and find some of the most amazing treasures that these big box stores do not have. Trust me, I know. I drag Jason there all the time. Anyway, so if I had to talk about another con, would be that distance to a major center, which is really not that far, but I'm trying to find some cons so I can be real and raw with you guys. The distance to Calgary and Edmonton is 90 minutes, you know, an hour, depending where you're going, where you are in the city, where you're from. So if you are a person that wants to have that fine dining or that, you know, high-end shopping, but you don't want the traffic and the people, you're going to have to make that drive. So that would be a con. If you're happy with the fine dining within your town or your community, the boutique shops and your box stores, you're going to be just fine. So if you found this video informative, I would encourage you to drop me a comment so I can share this information with people just like you, so I can help make their move seamless. And again, whether you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 1 year from now, it doesn't matter to Jason and I. We're here to help you, and we're here to do the research so you don't have to.